I remember years ago seeing a post that you posted on Facebook that you had something, it was like cryptic, like something weird is about to happen or something like that. And then later, all of a sudden, there was a picture of you and Dave Grohl that you posted. And can you tell me about that? I think that was probably during the Sonic Highways recording.
Sonic Highways recording. So the studio, my first job out of college was working for Steve Albini at Electrical Audio. And, I went to recording school and got my degree in recording engineering. All of a sudden it was like my job offer, which was amazing. Like I went and interviewed at 3 different studios in Chicago, and Steve offered me a job. But the thing that I loved, my mom hated it, but he said, well, you have a job, but the thing is you can't start until January. And this was August or July, because I'm going over to record Page and Plant in the UK. So I'd really like to be here, to sort of be hands-on when you do get here and start your job. And I was like, what do you mean I have 5 months to just screw off? So I did, and it was perfect. So, but the best part of it was I had very little knowledge of construction or how to use power tools or any of that stuff. My dad was not a handy guy; he's a guitar player. So it's like I didn't know how to use a chop saw, a table saw, any of that stuff. So I get into Steve's place, and he's like, oh, and by the way, yeah, you probably won't touch microphones very much, but you're going to help build Studio A. So for 2 years, I did construction. I mean, if you go there, like every stretch of fabric, all the fire retardant fabric and frames that you see that are in Studio A, I hand stretched and stapled, and the hardwood floors we laid. The Adobe brick was tuck pointed by me. Everything. The door that goes into the isolation room was built by me and this guy Dan, and I remember it being so heavy, and not this Dan, but different Dan. And so everything in that space was built by me and like 4 other guys, and it's still standing and it's beautiful. That leads me to the Dave Grohl thing. Dave was there recording with Butch Vig, and I got invited to come and just hang out, and I was like sitting there hanging out with Dave Grohl and all the the Foo Fighters, the whole crew in the studio that I helped build. And it was like they're like, this place is great, not knowing that, like, I'm like, yeah, I built that door. I didn't say anything, and then later we ended up going to Peace Pizza and hanging out. And one of the best stories of my life was Dave Grohl talking about the time he was in Iceland, and it's for another episode, but it can go on. But it solidified my faith in people that that have done what he's done and all the accolades and everything, and he's still so grounded and just super humble, and just loves music.
He fucking loves music.
Yeah, he uses the F word a lot. He took my kids to the Wrigley show, and they were like, "Daddy, he loves the F word." I'm like, "Yeah, oh yeah."
I've never heard anyone say
I was like, I always say that Jeff uses it as a comment, but, as a comma, but like Dave Grohl uses it at just it's every other word, so it's good.